How's it going, guys? Welcome to the Two Penny Games Piggy Bank, your favorite
Piggy
casual
Bank.
gaming podcast with my casual gaming bud. Because there's usually buds. There's only one other person here
Only
today.
one.
Of course, this is my best friend in the whole world, Mr. Tavin Bothel,
Hey, what's poppin', players?
here to record the Piggy Bank, our casual gaming podcast that we record live over on twitch.tv/2pennygames every Monday afternoon Central Time. And of course, if you can't catch us live, you can catch us over on youtube.com/@2pennygames every Saturday at 8 a.m. I'm here with just one of my best gaming buds here because Connor is snowed in at his parents' house.
He is.
He should be thankful that he's no longer snowed in at work.
Yeah.
He had to stay the night at work for a whole he was at work essentially for 48 hours.
Yeah. Yeah.
Which sucks for him.
Yeah, not fun.
Not fun. Of course, this is the usual freeze that we get here in North Texas at the end of January. It's a fun time. It's a fun time for all.
Well, you say usual. It was a little heavier than usual. Usually it's like, all right, you get a little bit of ice on the ground for like 12 hours and then it's gone. Is usually what happens. This one was a little more intense. It wasn't like as bad as they were projecting by any means. They were saying this was going to be a lot like what we faced in 2021, which was the worst winter storm that I've ever seen in my life here in Texas.
I think this one was somewhere between the one we got in 21 and the one we got in 23.
Yes,
because when we got in 23,
there was one in 22 also.
Lighter.
There was one in 22 that was about this level.
Oh, I don't remember that.
Yeah. And so, yeah. Connor went to his parents' house because his parents live closer to his work. And so he's just kind of been stuck over there all weekend. And I've been, we've both Phil and I have just been hanging out at our respective apartments and just, crawling the walls. Playing video games, playing lots of video games.
Playing video games, editing shorts, the usual.
Lots of shorts. Make sure you're subscribed so that you see them. It's good times.
Me and the wife's been hanging out playing some Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. She's been super into it. We'll get into more of that later. You living okay during this freeze, Tavin?
I'm chilling, dude. It's just been me and my dog, and we're hanging out. I've been doing a lot of editing. I've been playing some games. I've been playing some Final Fantasy X. We'll get into that later. You and I just put down controllers on Highguard, which is going to be our main topic of discussion today. And so, yeah, I've been living the good life. I'm totally chilling. I'm totally fine with like just chilling in my apartment alone for a couple of days. Like that does not bother me even in the slightest. So, this has been a nice little staycation as far as I'm concerned.
Yep, been sleeping till noon. Maybe a little bit of that like the winter weather depression, maybe a little bit of that.
Oh, not for me. I like
just like in general. I'm
I
not
like the ice.
I'm not like bummed out, but like I can tell that's why I'm sleeping more.
Oh, maybe. I like the ice, the aesthetic of winter ice like this. So yeah, every time I've gone out to like walk the dog and take her out to use the restroom, it's been nice and peaceful, I've been enjoying watching because it's about an inch of ice, like just ice, no snow, ice. And I've just been enjoying the little holes she makes when she pees in it. And I'm like, oh, look at that, you made a little hole.
Write her name.
Right. So yeah.
Yeah, I mean, me and the wife have just been there. I think that first night we just had a couple like drinks, and then we I think not last night, but the night before we did the THC infused drinks, which was a good time also. It's a fun time. Fun time, those drinks.
Very nice.
And then we watched some bad movies. We watched one of them being one good movie, which was the Thursday Murder Club. I say good. Good is accurate. It's good, not great. It's like old people solving murders in their retirement home, like British old people. So like Ben Kingsley and Pierce Brosnan and stuff. And I think what's her name? Is it Helen Mirren? Is she the one from Fast and Furious?
Yes. The older white woman
is so she's the main one. But yeah, it was a good time. And then we watched The Cat in the Hat because we were on the little THC drinks. So,
Why?
dude, that movie is a trip when you're buzzed.
What the fuck? Okay, could not be.
Yep, Mike
You're
Myers,
talking the
Cat in the Hat.
2000 what,
Yeah,
like 4 movie or?
yeah, Mike Myers, Cat in the Hat. Oh yeah.
Okay,
And
all
then
right.
we watched just because it was on Amazon Prime, like just like a random thing. It was called Playdate. It's Kevin James, and then you remember Alan Richardson? He's like Jack Reacher now. He was in
Yeah,
the
yeah.
late like the Rooster Teeth Laser Team movie as like the buff guy. It was Kevin James and Alan Richardson, and it was very not good.
Okay, all right. Bad movies, bad movies galore. Look at you.
Yep. But yeah, that's kind of how me and the wife have been spending our time, just quality time together. It's a good time. Eating leftovers. I made some like little stovetop burgers last night because I was craving a
Ooh.
burger.
Oh god, very nice. I wish I had prepped better and like bought actual food. I just bought a bunch of frozen foods to like last
Mm.
me through the weekend, and I'm sick of it. I want something. I want something real now. So I've got one frozen pizza left in there. Maybe I'll eat it. Maybe I'll make a little trip to Whataburger or something just so I can have. I say
Mm.
real food, but like just so I can have something different.
I get you. I get
So
you. Well, it's enough talk about the freeze and what we've been doing during it. Let's talk about video games. That's what we're here for this week. Usually we play mini games, and we kind of shoot the shit about what we've been playing. But it's just me and Tavin here. We're not really gonna play any mini games here. We're just gonna be talking about games we've been playing during this like little lock-in time.
indeed.
Uh, First one, the one we just kind of set controllers down on, Highguard. Let's go ahead and give our thoughts on that.
Yeah, so Highguard is the new free to play hero. I think they're calling it
Yeah, I
a
would call it a
raid
hero.
shooter. Like
I
a
would call it a
hero
hero
raid
shooter.
shooter. Yeah, so this is from Wildlight Studios, is what I'm getting. And these are former Respawn devs,
Yep.
who have made games like Apex Legends and Titanfall. And I think you really, really feel it in this one.
Yeah.
Most
If you watch the Game Awards, it was the finale presentation.
It was infamously presented at the Game Awards as the big one last thing, and got all of
Just
the
because
internet
Jeff
keyboard
really
warriors
liked it.
in a tiff. Yeah, just because I even heard the story today. They were planning on just straight up shadow dropping this game, no marketing at all. But Jeff caught wind of it and was just like, "Hey, I really like this. I want to present it at the Game Awards." And so they did that, which is why you have seen no other marketing leading up to
Mm,
this game. Is because the
that
plan
is
was
true.
to just straight up shadow drop it, much like they did Apex Legends. So that's interesting,
I feel like
right?
I feel like that has something to. I mean, granted, we did end up finding a game, but like the first couple times we tried to find a game, it would drop us out because there wasn't enough players. And I made the offhand comment to you, and I was like, "Do you think maybe just people forgot that this game was coming out?"
Maybe. I think that's just matchmaking issues.
Yeah,
First day
for
type
sure.
things is what was going on. But yeah, we did have some technical difficulties in finding matches. But once we found them, it was fine. Like I think it ran smooth.
Yeah,
There wasn't a lot of
yeah.
lag or anything, and the game I think plays quite well. So like really quick, just like top level before we get into what Highguard is. Top level, let's get into just impressions. I like it. I just don't know how much I like it right now. This is the type of shooter I like. One that is fast paced, has really good feeling gunplay, and I love a shooter with shields. This is why Halo's always been my favorite. It's why I
Mhm.
really, really gravitated to Apex Legends when it came to battle royales. I really liked that one, is because the gunplay was quick, the movement was solid, and I like a shield based first person shooter personally, as opposed to a more Twitch based one like Call of Duty or
Like
like
Valorant, yeah.
anything like that. I'm not a big fan of those. I like this sort of like meeting in the middle of like not like the slower paced ones like early Halos so much. Like I've kind of grown out of those,
God,
but this is where I like to meet in the middle. This is why I liked Halo Infinite so much, and it's why I liked
remember
Apex.
Splitgate?
I liked Splitgate. Splitgate was solid. The first one. I haven't played the second one. Anyways, so yeah,
Not either.
I enjoyed my time. We played 2 full matches and we lost both.
Yeah.
I've got some critiques. I've got some things that I wish they would do better. But I want to cut. Phil, what are your impressions right now before we get into what Highguard is?
Yeah, I mean, just off the bat, like I'd say I'm having a good time when I'm playing it. I would say like right now I'm at the point where there's still a question mark on the do I like this game? You know, like I don't know for sure yet. Um, I'm feeling strong sevens from this so
Okay.
far.
I'm higher. I'm
Um,
higher than that.
um, I'm probably on the cusp. I'm like a strong just 7.0, I think. Not like a 7.5, not like not
Okay.
anything like that, but I'm feeling just baseline 7.
And
But
we'll
yeah,
see.
I think the main issue I'm having is like I don't there's not a good read on like when you're looking at the characters in the menu, it's hard to like there's not a good way of figuring out like how like what exactly these characters do, right? Like what
Okay.
makes them so different from each other.
I'll say
Like I tried a couple different characters when we played. One of them being the one in the tutorial where like you just wreck walls with your ability, and then the last one on the second match I played like a lightning spear guy, and like I feel like the abilities need to be a little punchier. I feel like they need to do a little more in my eyes.
I'm a little mixed on it. So, getting into we're gonna get into more detail there. Getting into Highguard, I think they're calling it a raid shooter is what I've been hearing kind of thrown around the internet a little bit. It's sort of like a hero based, much like Apex Legends, where like yeah, the heroes have abilities and those are all unique, but it leans more on the gunplay than it leans on like hero abilities, which might be where you're stuck on that. Um,
Okay.
where it's really like, oh, you're just like throwing those out like almost as like utility as opposed to like your main focus, like you would see in an
Okay.
Overwatch, where like using your abilities is the main thing that you're doing alongside your gunplay.
Maybe I'm just
Um,
playing the game wrong.
or I think you're just expectations of it are I think you're looking more
Mm.
for an Overwatch or a Valorant, and it's more of an Apex. Um, and with all of that, there you jump in. It's a 3v3 free to play shooter. You jump in, they've got a battle pass, it's free. You can jump in and start earning things inside that battle pass. I've heard that they've got more coming soon, that they've actually planned out their roadmap for this one, because my understanding is that these devs coming from Apex Legends, you know, were very invigorated by their launch because Apex had a great launch, but then they didn't have a roadmap for content because it was
Mm.
those early days of live service, or earlier days of live service, where like you know, we didn't have that fee. I think we're starting to hit that point where developers are in that second wave of like, okay, we understand what it means to be live service now, and we understand the work that requires to develop that properly. So I'm interested to see where this game is in 3 months. Not only just of like where the roadmap and the content is, but also is there a player base is what I'm very curious about. But
Right.
so you jump in. I would describe this almost as like a sort of a it's like a mix between Apex Legends and like Rainbow Six Siege almost, or like a little bit of like Valorant or something, where it's like an objective based shooter. You jump in, and there are 3 phases to it. There's like the beginning starting phase where you're like picking your starting loadout. This is a loadout that will quickly get thrown away. And then your second phase is you're out exploring the map, gathering resources to upgrade your equipment and finding new weapons and new like little accoutrements to like make your things better. For instance, I got a medallion that made me
To disarm. Yeah.
plant and disarm the bomb faster, right? And then that leads me into the third phase where, or let me back up. In the second phase, also they will have this thing. What do they call it, Phil? The sword,
The shield breaker.
the shield breaker. So there are 2 enemy bases, right? It's very like the map is like the size of Blood Gulch. From Halo, if you've ever played that. So there's 2 enemy bases, and each base is protected by a shield. The team needs to fight. The 2 teams will meet in the middle and fight over the shield breaker and take the shield breaker to the enemy base. It's kind of like almost like a capture the flag moment. And then you'll plant the shield breaker. This big cool thing comes out, breaks the shield, and then now it's
It's like a big old siege tower.
yeah, and now it's like search and destroy in our third phase, where now you have to plant bombs at one of 3 locations to do damage to the enemy
Generators,
base,
yeah.
and when you kill the enemy base, you win. Um, in that, I feel like the game has a good pace. I feel like they the timers are right. I don't like the longest we our first match went as far as the match could go because we just kept
Mhm.
kind of like tying throughout. We ended up losing at the end,
Yeah.
but we kept tying throughout the match between each round. And so that was probably about the longest a match could go. It was probably about, Phil, what, 20, maybe 30 minutes?
I was feeling more 15. Like it went pretty quick.
See, I felt our second one was more 15.
Okay. I mean, you're probably right.
Um,
It's hard for me to judge like time when I'm like in match like that.
got you. And in that, the game does a good job of like, they even tell you in the tutorial, they have like a little video where they break down the game mode even better than what I just said. And they're like, hey, when timers run out, like we're gonna make choices for you. So like if a timer runs out and nobody has the shield breaker, whichever base the shield breaker is closest to will be attacked, I think is how it works. There's still some, like, again, we've only played 2 matches, so there's still some like figuring out of details that we have to do to fully understand in that. But to now transition more into our personal opinions, more in depth of this, I really like the gunplay in this game. I think it feels really, really good. I think movement feels solid. It's a little stiff. I wish it was a little more fluid, but I'm really into it. I love being able to get on your mounts. You can get on a mount and you can choose your mount. It's just a cosmetic between a horse, a panther, and a bear. I think that's really fun. That adds just a level of character that I like. I like how the game looks. I, for the most part, like its aesthetic. It's a little the sort of like high tech fantasy aesthetic can be a little jarring in moments, but for the most part, I'm enjoying it.
What was
And
that? What was that? That magic shooter from, was it 2023?
can you give me more?
So there was a bunch of I can't remember who developed it, but it was a like magic based single player shooter. It was like what was it called? Like you had there's the main character you played as was like Jack or something like that.
I can't tell you.
Let's see. Magic shooter.
Anyways, I think what
Immortals of Avium. That's what this game looks like
well,
to me.
the name rings a bell, so now I gotta look at it. Anyways,
Immortals of Avium.
and I like the character designs. I think they look good. I think for those who that game. Okay. Interesting. Yeah, that one came and went like a motherfucker.
Yeah.
That was a cool,
I'm surprised
like,
I could pull the main character's name.
that was like a cool, like, 6 out of 10 game from everything I heard about it. Anyways, this game, yeah, I think it feels really good to play. I like the pace of it. I like the objective based work of it. It kind of feels like Apex Legends when they were playing around with their little arena modes. It kind of feels a lot like that, and it almost feels like that team like siphoned off and went off to do their own thing, and this is the result of that. Yeah, so that the best thing I have to say is how it plays. I really like how it plays, and I like their mode, which was my biggest critique of Concord. Was Concord didn't have a unique mode to uplift its mechanics, and this one does, and I think it works. And I think that it allows the game to have an identity that Concord just didn't have, right? And
I still really like that system that Concord had, where like you get that buff for like each character that you play
as you're cycling through characters, yeah. Again, that was just something they just needed a mode to uplift those mechanics to make them matter, right? Because otherwise it was just an arena shooter, which I think this one works a lot better for what it's doing with the bigger map, with the timed rounds that persist throughout the match, and the sort of the gameplay loop of like smashing rocks to get resources to then go to the store and buy more shields.
It's got a decent like ebb and flow, where like one team will grab the shield breaker, attack at the other team, then the other team backs them off. It harkens back to like the first match that we did, where like we were just back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. And I think that is where this game shines for the most part. And I those like the tensity of like, oh man, they almost got us, oh but we almost got them. And just that like ebb and flow of like, oh, we're on this side of the map, and then we're moving to the middle, and then we're moving to their side of the map, and then we're going back to the middle, and then I liked that element of it. I think I like the gunplay for most of the guns. I haven't used all of them yet. I'm not a big fan of the shotgun. The shotgun doesn't feel very good to
Oh,
play. Like
really? I
it's
liked it when I
other
used it.
people
I'm just bad with
other people
shotguns.
seem to be really good at it. Um, but I'm not a big fan of it. I think the assault rifle. I can't remember what it's called. The not AK-47 looking one, because I used
The
that one in our second match.
the Vanguard. That's the one I'm
Is that the
using all the
Vanguard?
B-roll
Okay,
footage. Yeah.
yeah. And I prefer that one to the AK-47 looking one, which is the one I was using that second match.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, it does okay damage. It doesn't feel as good.
I didn't spend a lot of time with that, so I need to. There's just a lot of like I want to keep playing and experimenting with the guns and experimenting with the mechanics to like really see it. I only really tried one character. I would like to try more.
Yeah. I
In
really
that,
haven't found like my preferred loadout yet.
me neither. Yeah, me neither. But you know what I have seen here works a lot. Let's talk about characters. You brought up the critique of like, hey man, I don't really know what's going on here, like with the abilities and what's going on, and I agree. In match, there's not, to my understanding right now, there's not a clear way of like seeing what your abilities do past the character select screen, and I think the character select screen does a poor job of conveying the information of what those characters' abilities do. I did not figure out what my one character's abilities were doing until near the end of my first match, which went on like 30 minutes, you know, and I was just like, I don't fully understand what I'm doing here, right? It's just not making a lot of sense to me. Eventually I caught on and I was like, oh, okay, I see how this character works in that. But that was more through gameplay experience and less through what should have been an easy, like, read it, understand it, and go. I think Overwatch was really good at it. Marvel Rivals is pretty good at it. And even like Valorant is like pretty good at like describing the ability, and then you get in, you try the ability, you go, I get it. And immediately you get it, right? I don't feel like this game is as good at conveying the information of the character kits. I will say, going into the menus before a match and like reading the character and like looking at it is laid out better, is more informative that way. So like I've got like a decent idea of what every character does, because I spent the time while I was waiting for you to jump in and I went through and I read everything, and I was like, okay, this guy does this guy does this. This is more, they even have breakdowns of like character roles of like, this is a support role, this is an assault one. They have that tutorial character you were talking about is a destroyer.
I did spend probably like a minute or two just looking at those characters while we were like about to like start searching for a match, but like I think I just need to spend some time in whatever training mode they have and just switching between characters, kind of like a Marvel Rivals, like an Overwatch, where you're just kind of toying around with the characters and seeing what they
and they
do
do have
against,
a
like,
they do have a
bot
firing
enemies and
range.
stuff. Okay.
Yeah.
And I'll probably just need to spend some time in there and just kind of try out all the characters and see how I feel about them. Because then once I have a character locked down, I think then I can really get into my like loadouts on weapons and stuff, you know.
Sure.
Because then as soon as I have, or like vice versa, you know, if I know what loadout I can go, I can figure out what character I want to do, and maybe I like different weapons on different characters, you know.
Yeah. Maybe we'll see. These types of games, it's always just kind of like, hey, you find the guns you like and you use those, you know.
Yeah.
But I think the gunplay worked for a lot of the weapons I like. I was reminded very quickly that I am just not an SMG person. I am very bad at SMGs, so I need to like stay far away from those. But I liked how the sniper rifle felt. I liked how the rocket launcher felt. I liked how a lot of the different weapons and mechanics worked together. They've got like a zipline gun as like a tertiary gun that you can use. That's pretty cool and useful. I don't like, as soon as you are raiding the base, it no longer is useful.
Yeah, I was gonna say that like takes the spot of the rocket launcher in your kit, that zipline gun.
Yeah, so you have your primary and your secondary, which can pretty much be whatever you want. It can be the revolver, it can be an SMG, it can be a sniper rifle, it can be an assault rifle, whatever, right? And then you have this like tertiary weapon.
I forget what they call it. They call it like a raid weapon or something like that.
Something like that. This is your specialized weapon, and if I remember right, there's only 3 options for this. It's a big hammer that is used to break walls.
Right.
It's a rocket launcher, and it's a zipline gun, right? Which, like, obviously the zipline gun works best when you're in the big exploring the map phase, because then you can zip around and get where you need to go as fast as you need to, right? Whereas
what was the name of the robot in Apex?
Oh, I forget, the little happy dude. Yeah, that gun is basically like his thing, where you're like planting a zipline down and moving, right? which is great to like get somewhere you need to be quickly. I like that it's not an ability thing here because, of course, this is not a battle royale. So like you are not constantly like going across this map. It is a battle arena, just a big one, right? But as soon as you get to what they call the raid phase, which is where you're attacking the enemy base, the zipline gun kind of becomes useless, and it's just kind of like, all right, I feel stuck here because I'm not able to break these walls as quickly as I want. There is like a Rainbow Six like reinforcing walls in your base, and then that makes it harder for the enemy to break through it, and so forth, and vice versa, and so forth. They've got a cool mechanic, I think, where they've got like doors and windows that are like easily accessible through, but they are locked to the enemy team. So like if you're at an enemy base, you cannot easily open and close these doors and windows. You have to smash through the wall. I like that because I think that gives the defenders a good leg up in their home state, especially because the spawn points are so close together.
I do like that part.
Yeah. So yeah, there's a lot of like really cool ideas here. I wish clarity of characters was a little bit better. And there is a learning curve here that I don't think is welcome to new players. And I can feel very quickly that like I feel this is going to be a game where people are going to very quickly like just outskill new players, and there's just like you're either in on the ground floor where everybody's stupid or you lose. Like the meta will be established quickly,
for sure.
And so hopefully they're able to figure out a way to counterbalance that with some patches or something. I don't know. I don't even know how that would work. But like player knowledge, of game mechanics and of map knowledge, because there's set maps, is going to help greatly. But
yeah, I know I'm coming off more negative than you are. I'm still going to play more of this game to like find out if I maybe I'll turn around on it, or maybe I'll turn exactly the other way on it.
Right.
We'll see.
Well, and that brings me to a big question that I have, Phil. When we talked about it, I think on last week's episode of like, hey, are we gonna play this or not? And I was like,
guessing our top 10s or whatever.
Yeah, I was like, man, I don't want to experience another Concord, like, because the internet was mean to me about Concord, and I just don't want the internet to be mean to me about this. And they will be, just naturally, because I like the game and because I'm gonna be posting and clipping this because it's the game to talk about for the quick moment that it's alive, and so forth. But
how inherently ableist is this game?
Fuck you. All right, get fucked. Did you duck out of frame to dodge shots? What the fuck are you doing here?
No, there was a cord that got a little too taut. So I was fixing it.
Anyways, where was I? I don't think that this is another Concord. Now that's entirely dependent on if people are going to come in and play it. I think this game is better than Concord by a sizable margin.
The fan, like the audience reception.
Right. Yeah. And like Jeff Keighley posted a tweet and he goes, all right, so what are y'all thinking of Highguard? And I read through the replies and they are all toxic. All of them are like, fuck you, Jeff. You lied to us. This is not a good game. This, that, and the third. And I'm like, the game's been out for, 10 hours maybe. Guys, what are we doing? And like to say this is just not a good game, like we're just lying. Like this is a good game.
I was saying we just started.
Yeah, literally. Like it feels good to play. It feels really good to shoot guns in this game, anyways. So I don't think this is another Concord. I mean, I don't think they're going to give up on it in 2 weeks, certainly. But I do feel like this is a game that will find a base. That was another Concord problem, is that they could not find a base.
This one's free to play. Concord, was it $40, $30?
That was another problem. Is I think the free to play will lower the barrier right now. Phil, pull up do we have the live Steam DB numbers? Do you know how to pull that up? I have no idea how to pull that up.
I'll look up on Steam real quick for Highguard.
And so yeah, I'm very curious to see how this is going to be received. I do think the free to play angle was the right move here. And so yeah,
mostly negative reviews here on Steam.
Yeah, but I saw that like most people who had reviewed had played less than 10 minutes.
Oh, okay.
So it's just like, all right, the internet's just being the internet, which again, like I don't think is fair to this game, because I do think it is of quality. How much quality? I don't know. I've only played an hour, There
are currently 53,635 players in game.
That is exponentially more players than we had on Concord, and that's just on Steam. And then this game also came to Xbox and PlayStation. So all right, so people can play it. It'll live longer than 2 weeks. How much longer than 2 weeks? I don't know. We'll see. So from here, I think
We shall see.
it just lives or dies on how much people like playing it and how good this roadmap is that they say that they have planned. So yeah, I'm into it. I want to play more. I'm excited to play more. How much more is the question.
A lot of the Steam community page, while there are some like people trashing on it like meme wise, a lot of them, like the actual people like reviewing and like talking about comments and stuff, they're saying that people are being too harsh and just review bombing.
Yeah, it's getting review bomb for sure. And it's
so
I don't think it's fair that like, I mean, I understand that like, yes, Jeff Keighley hyped out a free to play PvP hero shooter, like, okay, yes, and he made it this big deal at the end of his big event, but like guys, we are overreacting like as fuck to that.
Right.
Like, so yeah, it's really disappointing. It truly, if this game had shadow dropped today and like hit the internet and had a marketing push and previews,
you would be higher on it for
all
sure.
the previews are positive. Like I read several headlines from big sites like Kotaku and the other ones of like, hey, this game's good. We're really enjoying this game. So like if it was just that of like, here's Highguard, like I really feel like the day one conversation would be way different. But can't go back on that. So hopefully the game is just good enough in the community and it finds a community that is willing to speak up for the game.
Sure.
Phil, anything else to say about Highguard? Anything detailed or else? I like the shield mechanics, the leveling up gear as the rounds progress, you know, like as you push the enemy back and forth.
There's that thing where it's like someone will, the little godly voice, like the will be like, oh, we leveled up the gear in the battlefield or whatever.
Yeah. The
but
match
like
commentator.
I think right. Kind of like the disembodied voice from Halo. It's like,
right,
fucking yoink, all that shit. No, I don't really have much else to talk about Highguard, other than like, you know, I imagine we'll probably play more tonight.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna upload this podcast. I'm gonna crank out clips so that there's something today about it. You know what I mean? And you know, and then I'm gonna turn my phone off and not look at the fucking comments for the rest of the night because I don't, dude, like, and I mean, like, because I've been doing this long enough, and you know, I am who I am. But man, these Instagram comments are really ripping into my ass, bro. Like, fucking,
they've been following you,
dude. I posted that clip of, Connor's you watch the rookie rage out, and I also pop off in that clip.
Watch the rookie.
Yeah, dude, they're not even getting to Connor's pop off. They're only reacting to mine, and they're like, man, this guy fucking sucks. He's so, I'm like, all right guys, okay, all right, cool, man, he's a bad friend. Okay, sure, if you want. I'm like,
I like how there's one of the comments in that's like, oh man, homie on the bottom talking about me knows that these two are bad friends or something like that, just because like I'm the calm one for whatever reason. Whenever you and Connor, like, it's so often in these like podcasts or like these reviews, I become like the voice of reason between you two, and that has never been my goal to be, but I sometimes just become that.
Well, it's so hard to get you animated like how me and Connor get animated sometimes, you know, like
but that's the thing is I used to be more animated like that in general.
It's happened, I think, in the last like year and a half. It's happened like twice, where like it happened at the end of Kingdom Hearts, and then it happened when I got in your face and was yelling at you for fucking up that minigame.
For the play your game better.
Yeah. Those are the only times where it's been like Phil's gotten up there with us. So, anyways,
got a little heated.
Yeah. My best friend of 20 years, more of a brother. Yeah, sure, we hate each other. You know.
Well, I mean, I mean, there's a fine line between hate and love, Tavin.
There's a fine line. I love that boy. I love you too, Phil.
Aw, I love you both.
My boys. I love my boys. You know.
It's all love here.
And I understand I'm an
act
asshole.
like we hate each other and want to smack each other in the face.
Right.
How's that bruise on your chest doing, buddy?
Oh, it's gone.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. It appeared. What Phil is referencing is he came over a week ago now.
Did a little wrestling.
Yeah, and you know, we were
15th.
drinking and having a good time, and me and Phil got into it. We started wrestling or whatever, and we're like literally in my room. We're just right back here, right? And we are standing here right behind me, and just like kind of pushing on each other or whatever. And Phil just being this big manly man, you know, just, oh my God, just pick me up and fuck me already. Grabs me and just, he goes to toss me on the bed. But in his drunken state, he doesn't quite get there. So
Yeah.
I end up hitting the side of the bed, pushing the mattress over, and my
The bed
chest
frame,
just
yeah.
lands right on the metal bed frame. And I go, oh, okay. And it was all right, we're done. No more. I've been,
That even in like our altered states, we're like, oh, okay, are you okay? Are you okay? Is
yeah,
everything okay?
yeah, yeah. It was like, oh wait a minute. Like if I had landed a little harder, might have cracked a rib. Might have cracked a rib, just a
Oof.
little harder. And so yeah, the next day I wake up and I'm like, ah, man, you know, I actually don't, I feel fine. Like, and then later that evening I was like, oh no, it's tender now. Like the tenderness has come in and it's sore here. And then like 3 or 4 days later, a bruise appears like from that, and I was like, what? Because I had like, I mean, you can still see it because my dog got involved and was scratching me up and stuff, so you can
Yeah.
still see the scratch. This was like really bad. Like it was a heavy bruise and scratch here on my arm. I had a couple of other like scratches and bruises, mostly from this bitch ass dog.
Yeah, I had a big scratch on my forearm from her. I don't know when it happened, but
Yeah, I couldn't tell you.
I assume it was from her, unless Connor fucking just doesn't trim his nails.
I mean, Connor was scratched up too, so it was definitely the dog. Yeah, the bruise appeared like 3-4 days later, and I think by like the next day, the bruise on the chest was gone. There was a bruise here on my arm that was here, like literally was here until today. Like yesterday, I remember looking at it and being like, "Oh wow, that bruise is still there," and now it's gone. So, bodies are weird, man.
Yeah, you know. Tavin, I want to talk about another game that you've been playing.
Yeah.
And that's one Final Fantasy X, because it's
Yes,
been on
sir.
sale for a long time. I don't know if it still is now. Check out PlayStation Store for Final Fantasy X and the 10-2. It's the remaster bundle. I think it was like $10 or something like that.
I couldn't tell you. It was cheap.
It was cheap. So
Um,
if you've ever been interested in Final Fantasy X, there's never been a better time.
There's never been a better time. Yeah, no, so yeah, I've been playing Final Fantasy X. This is my first time playing Final Fantasy X. And if you've been subscribed to the podcast, you know that this has been an evolving story where like I've mentioned it a few times of like, hey, I've got it downloaded. I want to try it out. And then like I just got busy or doing other things or, you know, depressed or something. I don't know, anything. And so like I finally started it this week, partly because I had time because of this winter storm and because I had finally finished Dark Souls 2. There's a review coming for that. By the time you're hearing this podcast, there's a review coming for that in a few days.
I don't think we've covered it on podcasts before, but I was the first one to finish Dark Souls 2 of the three of us.
Yeah, everybody's done now because you finished it, and then maybe not the next day, maybe it was the day after that. Connor came to my room and he's like, "I'm all done," and I'm like, "All right, cool." You know, I'm still working. And then I finished a couple days ago. And so, yeah, review for that. 2 Penny Game Club returning very soon. Make sure you're subscribed.
Next week.
Yeah. So now I've got this time because Cairn is the first game that I want to play, and that doesn't come out for another 3 days. But now I'm playing this Highguard, so who knows?
Correct.
And so I've been playing Final Fantasy X. I think sub 10 hours still, but I'm getting close to 10 for sure. I'm probably between that 8 and 10 range, somewhere around there, right? Like where I've put in a little bit of time, but I'm not like deep into it yet. And so my initial response to the game is this game is awkward. This is an awkward video game, and I think it just speaks to where Square Enix was at this period.
At that point, it's SquareSoft. Yes.
Is this still SquareSoft? When did they become Square Enix?
At that point, yep. They shifted the logo in Kingdom Hearts 1.
Okay.
Kingdom Hearts 1 is let me rephrase. Kingdom Hearts 1 is the last SquareSoft title.
Oh, okay. Got it. Yeah. So, yeah, Final Fantasy X, 2001, just a few years before Kingdom Hearts 1, which is crazy because I loaded up and I was like, Kingdom Hearts is all over this game. And it turns out it's kind of the opposite.
Did you know?
Yeah. I'll say the game, even for today, 2001 standards, is beautiful. I think the world is really, really well put together, and it looks fantastic. Even if you compare it to other RPGs of the time, like it kicks the shit out of Knights of the Old Republic in terms of visuals. KOTOR is fugly next to this game, man. The game is gorgeous, which was really, really surprising to see for 2001 RPG.
Give us the remaster.
Right, of KOTOR, not the one that they've
KOTOR.
been working on. Give me a different one. Give me the one I want. give me the Final Fantasy VII remake treatment to KOTOR. That's what I really want. God, that combat would be so good in that game. Anyways, and so FF10, I've only ever played 7, I've played the fuck out of 7 though. Like I've played 7 like 4 times at least. I've played Remake and Rebirth. Remake I've played like 3-4 times also. And so yeah, I've played a lot of 7, and I really enjoy seeing how this one is different than 7 in a lot of different ways.
Mhm.
The ATB is gone. It's just a regular turn-based RPG, which I'm enjoying. The combat is actually like my favorite part of the game right now, is because I really like how the characters are set up, their roles in combat. I like how easy it is to switch them in and out, and I really enjoy like the different abilities. Like you have your normal attack, but then every character has their own like specialized attacks that they do that do not cost MP. They're just like special attacks that you would do for specific reasons.
Oh, okay.
I like how and then there's of course your magic things, but they've split the magic into dark and white magic. White magic is your healing and your buffs and stuff like that, whereas your dark magic is your elementals and I think
Damage.
your debuffs, but I'm
Okay.
not there yet. And stuff like that. So like there is a dark mage character and a white mage character essentially, right? They've changed how summon works. They've attached it to a specific character, which I think is really interesting. So then like, and instead of like
Yuna's a summoner, right?
yeah, Yuna's the summoner, and instead of the summon coming out and doing the damage and then going away, the summon is a playable character, and so your party goes away while the summon now attacks your enemies. And I'm like, oh, this is cool. And each summon has their own move sets and abilities that they use, and I'm like, oh, this is badass. So I've got 2 summons right now. I've got the first one that you start with, and then Ifrit, and those are
So
a
who do you
blast.
start with if not Ifrit?
I forget the name. Look it up. It's a weird name. It's a different name, you know.
All right.
But the Ifrit is the first one that you like unlock post that. Like it's the next immediate one.
Ifrit, I think, is my favorite like summon in Final Fantasy.
I think so too.
Just
It's just something about a fire
nice.
demon, man. Something about a fire demon.
Yeah,
just,
yeah.
You know, scratches an itch.
Uh,
And so yeah, it's also like the way that weapons work is different. Where like it doesn't seem like there's not like an attack stat. There's not a damage stat set to your weapons. Like your weapons have like unique abilities to them. So it'll be like a plus 5% damage, or this sword does water damage or something like that. So it'll be things like that. I say water. They switched wind, the element of wind, out for water in this one. So it's fire, ice,
Valifor.
Valifor. That's it. Fire, ice,
Valifor.
lightning, and water. I don't know why they did that, because it's just a more water-based game, I guess. You know, Blitzball.
Sure.
And so there's all of that. But the story has not fully captured me yet. I like the characters okay. I think the characters are well established, but we're just kind of like, things are just kind of happening to us in the story. Like we don't really have a lot of control. I think I've gotten to the point to where like that is starting to change, because I'm past the first Blitzball tournament, and so immediately like shit goes down immediately after that. So I think that's going to start to change. I've just not gotten there yet, you know? So I'm giving it more time on the story, but I will say, like, in comparison, like Final Fantasy VII has a way better start to its story, where like you are in immediately. You know who these characters are.
FF7 starts and you're already there, like you're already in the action.
Yeah.
With 7.
Yeah, in this one, it's like there is a plot device. There's a plot contrivance that has happened to Tidus, which I think is like made the story have like a bit of a like slower start to it. So I'm still waiting for that. This I believe is the first Final Fantasy game with voice acting in it. I believe. And it shows.
I'll look that up. I'll fact check that.
It really, I think it is. I don't think 9 had it, because the 7, 8, 9 was the PlayStation 1 trilogy, and I think they all are just text-based. And if that's true, it really does show that this is the first game with voice acting in it. It's not bad, but it ain't good. It really ain't good. And there's some,
it was 10.
Yeah, and there's some characters who are... Yuna has a terrible actor. Whoever's voicing Yuna sucks. Tidus is doing all right.
James Arnold Taylor.
Lulu's doing okay. She's a little like samey like throughout, but you know, whatever. Waka was a choice.
John DiMaggio, yeah.
Listen, 2001 Japanese, man. I don't know what to tell you, man. It was a different time.
See, Haiti Burris is the or Hedy Burris is the voice actor for Yuna.
Yeah, she sucks.
I've never heard of her.
I don't like her at all. So, you know, I'm and her character is the least like well established so far up to this point. I mean, there's like things about her that are neat, but outside of like the conversations she has with Titus, she's very cardboard. That I'm
Mm.
sure is going to change as I get deeper, right? You
Hey,
know,
but that's Ratchet you're talking to as Titus, you know? That's Ratchet. James Arnold Taylor.
oh, that's where I know his voice. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh fuck, I looked up his name last night cuz I couldn't remember it either. Raiden from MGS2.
Oh, oh my god. Come on.
I know, right? Now,
Quentin Flynn. Quentin Flynn.
Quentin Flynn.
Quentin
Quentin
Flynn.
Flynn's in this game. He's just playing NPCs, but he's in there. I found him. I was like,
Hey,
"Oh
it's
shit."
me. It's me. I'm Quentin Flynn.
Yeah. So he's in there. I'm fairly certain Troy Baker's in here somewhere. You know, this was before Troy Baker was Troy Baker, so he's in here somewhere. And so yeah, I'm excited to keep playing. It's really the combat that's pushing me forward. I really like the combat in this game. I think it works. I think it's really fun. I think the way that they've built their RPG systems is like, then this is classic turn-based RPG in the best ways, man, where like you have the freedom of expression, and on top of that, it's really solid. Like you can follow the numbers very clearly, and they throw in enough like gimmicks into like boss battles and stuff that happen, and boss battles are frequent enough to where like it's always fresh. There's always something fresh happening. And so forth. Much less open so far. I don't know if that changes later on down the line, but so far it's been a pretty straight path. And I get the feeling that that's not really going to change, but I could be wrong. Like even to the point of like Phil, like like in Final Fantasy VII, the Midgard section is much more linear. That's more
Yes.
open than what we're dealing with here.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah, this is a pretty straight shot of like, yeah, there's like alternate paths you can go on to like pick up new items and stuff, but once you move on to the next area, you're in that next area and you're not going back. Which I think is probably why the game looks so good, is because it's a more linear.
You're on rails.
Yeah, a little more on rails, you know what I mean? This is also, they're using pre-rendered cutscenes in this one, and they're using them a lot. And every time it happens, it's hype. It's dope as fuck. Like the spectacle of it, they do a great job with in the pre-rendered cutscenes, they do a great job with camera work and lighting and colors and adding visual flair to the scene that really makes it really just interesting to watch. I love it every time a pre-rendered cutscene comes in. In game, their camera work is not good. It's not. There's so many times where I'm like, why did you choose this camera angle? What is happening here? This is a terrible choice. Like, but
Can we pan a little bit to the left here? Can we do those?
it's like, dude, there was like a shot upside down from a like like the camera was on the floor looking up at the antagonist of the scene, not the antagonist of the game, but just like whoever the asshole was of the scene. Oh, it was Quentin Flynn. Quentin Flynn's character. The camera was like looking up at him as he was like sniveling at me, and I was like, this is a weird shot. Like it doesn't even look good. Like what are we doing here? So yeah,
It was supposed to be like, oh, he's talking down to you.
I guess it didn't play that way. So they're trying, but yeah, I like it.
Sure.
I plan to keep playing it. I plan to beat it. And so yeah, this is me on my journey of filling out my backlog of Final Fantasy and getting through that.
Yeah. So I plan on getting to that, probably after I finish the current Final Fantasy that I'm playing.
Heyo.
And that's Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. I'm finally playing Rebirth, the game from 2 years ago.
Game of the year 2024. So fucking good.
No.
No, so good, dude. It's so fucking good.
Game of the year from 2 years ago is Astrobot, but
I would love it to be. I mean, factually, it is correct if we talk about the Game Awards. Yes, it is Astrobot, but dude, it's so great. So, anyways, how deep into Rebirth are you?
Yeah, I just double checked my my clock because it's a little askew from my PlayStation clock, but my current saves time says 11 and a half hours. And
Okay.
I just made it to under Junon
Okay.
in the game. I'll say from the top, it's more Final Fantasy VII Remake. It still plays amazing. It
Sure.
feels great, like moment to moment. My one big sticking point that's really the only negative that I have off the top of my head is this open world is not fun.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
That
this
that was
this
that
open
was my
world, and
experience, especially in the early hours. That was my experience as well.
it's just it empty isn't the right word because it's not like there's not things to do. Um, it's
It's tedious.
it's just yeah, yeah. It feels like busy work,
Yep.
and
Yep.
when I feel like the couple of times that I've like, oh, okay, I think I'm gonna take a break from this, have been just because I'm not doing story missions or like necessarily side missions. It's because I'm doing these like towers. I'm doing these springs for like the different summons, right? I'm doing these um like random enemy fights that are like more challenging or like
Yeah.
different variants of the enemies. Pretty much all these Chadley missions. Um, I'm is really where I'm getting. I guess the only word where I'm getting bored with the game. You know.
Now you say Chadley missions. You're
Um,
not talking the VR missions,
no, I'm talking the ones that he gives you to like discover around the open
right?
world.
I forgot that because he is the catalyst of like all of
Yeah.
those
He's like
tertiary
hey,
activities.
come with me and look at this tower, and then you'll discover all the things around this tower.
Right. Yeah.
You know, your Ubisoft viewpoints, as it were.
Yeah. So what I would say to you, and I said this to you last night, but I would say it again for the podcast.
Mhm.
What I'll
Sure.
say to you is, do not be afraid to mainline for a while. You know,
Yeah.
because I agree. I don't like the open world um, stuff in Rebirth. That's where it feels like hella bloated and like, all right, this is unnecessary and so forth. However, when I got so deep into Rebirth where I was like, oh, I love when the corner turned and I was like, oh, I love this. Especially after I rolled credits on it, that open world served as a great place to be like, oh, I love Final Fantasy VII. I love this world. I love these characters. Here's an excuse for me to hang out more, you know, in
Mm.
this world. And I did all of that in my attempt to chase
So
the platinum and so forth. But I will say,
with that being
don't
said,
abandon it completely. But like, definitely like, don't be afraid to be like, I'm not having fun here.
yeah.
I'm gonna go do some main missions.
With that being said, is there ever a point where you move on and you can't go back, like
Um,
in the actual game, where like because that's really the main reason I have been clearing this stuff out as I get the options.
right. To my memory, no, because that is a question where your in-game progress. The answer to that question changes depending on where you are in the game.
Mm,
And so sometimes it is, hey, we really want you to stay here, and sometimes it is, do whatever you want. And so
okay,
yeah, there is a way to get back. To my memory, traveling back to those locations can be a bit of a pain. But that changes as you evolve through the game as well. So like,
sure.
yeah. So
I imagine eventually, like you get further on in like the world to where it's like, oh, we can walk all the way back here on a chocobo, or you can wait until you, I assume, get Sid, and then you'll have like a little car to make it easier.
yeah, yes and no. Yeah, yeah. The
Okay,
natural evolution of traversal from the original game sort of exists in this one, but there is a world progression as you evolve through the game.
okay,
It's different,
okay.
and I don't want to give too much away because
No, of course I'm not. I don't want you to. I will ask. I assume the part where it becomes tedious to go back is when you cross over on the boat. I
that's
assume.
certainly a big moment. But yeah, like you'll there's like like under Junon and Junon are two different regions,
Okay.
you know, and then even when you cross over the boat, like Cosmo Canyon and the other locations are all like Corel and Cosmo, like all those places are like different sections. So yeah,
Sections in the map. I got you.
yeah,
I
yeah.
got you. I got you. But yeah. Big surprise from playing this game is my wife's really into it. She
Hey,
really
oh,
likes watching me play it. Um, she has taken a big liking to Queen's Blood specifically.
fire.
And she really enjoys playing those for me. Not that I can't do it, but just she just has a good time. Um, and we build the decks together. We kind of talk over. Oh, this guy will give us this many things. Just talking Queen's Blood. Um, and yeah, I did stop last night just because like, oh, there's one, I'm at a good stopping point, and then two, I was like, oh, I found more Queen's Blood for my wife to play, and she's gonna be excited. And it's been a good time. Like, and she's like really intrigued by kind of the story of it, and she, so
Really?
Sephiroth's bad guy. We watched him burn down Nibelheim,
He
and
did bad thing. He did bad thing.
he
I
did
guess
a bad thing.
I guess that Nibelheim
I
flashback
did
does
kind
do a
of
lot of good work for newcomers who
yeah
not only don't know the original but also didn't play remake. So I
yeah.
guess that is a good onboarding of like, all right, you get it.
I did have to explain essentially what is going on with Cloud there, because she was like, wait, so is that soldier guy that's like talking about your mom, is that supposed to be like your brother or something like that? Like, talking about, the Nibelheim flashback, and how it's not actually Cloud there, of course.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Which that's not spoilers. That is not something that gets resolved in this game. Like
Sure.
that's a part 3. So like I would totally
Yeah.
understand if it was just like for the sake of you for the sake of you, co-piloting with me here, I'm just
Yeah.
gonna let you know that this is not
Yeah.
what you think it is.
It's also like extra confusing because of how Rebirth opens with the whole like Zack thing.
Yeah. Who the fuck is that guy?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'll tell you because it was one of those things that I was like, all right, Zach, because he's on the cover of the game. He's like half the game. Sure, he's not. No,
Yeah.
he's in a very small amount of the game. Very small screen time for Zach, but it's good stuff. I'm very excited.
Gotta love Zack.
I'm very excited to hear your progression through this game, Phil. I'm very, very excited for you to hit different story beats and moments and to see your reactions. One of ones that like are coming, like all the stuff that happens in Corel and so forth, and the Golden Saucer, of course. And I'm just excited to hear your opinions of like all the things that the fandom has been talking about for the last 2 years. The mini games, the open world, the character moments, the plot, and what's happening, in a remake perspective of like we're just retelling the FF7 plot and the whole meta sequel stuff that's happening there. Like I'm very interested to see how you react to that, and I'm very interested to see how you react to that ending. And I'm very what I hope to do, Phil, is what would be cool. I don't know if we'll do this much. What would be cool is we record we have like a record reaction moment of the finale of the game for you, and then we immediately switch to podcast mode, and I just start breaking down, and I have all the cutscenes prepared to show you of like, yo, man, this has happened here, here, and here. We don't know what this means, but it could mean one of these 3 things. Like, so I'm very excited. Much like I tried to do with Connor, and that came out okay, but I would like to like have like a much more produced version of that.
Sure.
We will.
I mean, yeah, I'm down for that. Just, I mean, when we get to it, I assume I'll know like when the stopping point is, and then we can hop in to like Discord and I'll start sharing screen and stuff.
There's a pretty. It depends on how much we want to do, because the ending's long. it's very long. So when you think you're like, oh, I'm maybe 5 hours. No, you're probably 10 plus. Like,
oh Jesus.
Yeah, it's long.
I was gonna say like we can dedicate like a recording day to it or something like that. I don't know.
Yeah, because that's one thing with this remake series is that goddamn these dungeons are long, man. Like even the first game, like wow, we have another combat encounter. Okay, another one.
With the way you reacted, because I completed the Mithril mines last night, and you're like, oh, I wasn't a big fan of that. You made it sound, I thought it was gonna be a lot longer, but like I felt like I got through it really quick.
I think the beginning of Rebirth is maybe it's just my effect of my first time through, because I didn't feel it as much my second time, but my first time through, because I'm in my hard mode playthrough, I'm a little bit further than where you are now. I got stuck at a specific boss fight, and when you get there, I can tell you what boss fight that is. And it was just my first time through. Like I was like, God, this is one screen in the original game. It is one fucking screen, and we are here for hours. And I'm like, I don't want to be here. I want to get to the juicy parts that are past this moment. And wouldn't you know it, the next like 10 hours were like, yeah, this is why I'm here. So yeah, it was that. I felt that the Nibelheim flashback was a little monotonous. Personally,
Yeah.
like it was well produced, and I liked it. Like from the spectacle perspective, it was really good. But like from a fan perspective, I was like, we're going through the motions here. Like
I dug the way like as you did things in that flashback, it was like the people you're telling the story to, because that's how it's framed as. It's like Cloud retelling this story. People are reacting to you doing things like as the audience. So it's like
Yeah.
when you go into Tifa's house, Tifa was like, "You went to my house? You went to my room?"
Which, to be fair, that did happen in the original game.
Oh, I don't remember.
Yeah, I mean, it's harder to convey that with just text boxes, but it like when you have the option to like, I don't remember if you can do it in Rebirth, but you can definitely do it in the original game of like going through Tifa's drawers and like looking through her like underwear drawer or something like that, and I'm like, ugh, and
It wasn't
like,
that in depth. It wasn't that in depth here. It was like you went through my stuff.
It might have been.
Like, you
It
just
might have been
opened
on that.
one
I don't think it was that
wardrobe.
in depth in the original game either. But it was definitely like a. It was definitely like a Cloud's going through her underwear. Like that was the
Whoa.
tone of the original.
90s.
Did you go through Tifa stuff?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't. I was like, no, I don't want to do that to you.
There wasn't anything there.
I love.
There wasn't
I
anything.
know.
Like
I know.
I'm just anything.
I'm just so down bad for Tifa. I don't want her to be upset with me at all.
She said she did say like it was very like, Cloud, you asshole.
Yeah. See, I don't even want that. I don't want her to think that. I don't want that to.
I'm a big fan of Aerith and like just her kind of performance throughout the game.
Oh yeah, she's killing it.
Like in that same like scene, it's like Barrett's like, oh man, only dumbasses believe in that, and she goes, question, does that make me a dumbass? Talking about how like Sephiroth died or whatever in like a training exercise.
Oh yeah. Aerith is great. I think Tifa's got. I mean, all the cast has phenomenal moments in this. They really like go through and make a big deal of like giving a bunch of fan service in these games, and it's part of the reason why like I love it. Like I understand the critique of the bloat, and it bothered me a lot more in Remake than it did in Rebirth. People had a lot of complaints about the bloat in Rebirth, but I thought Remake's bloat was way more intrusive. Whereas like in Rebirth, I was just like, man, I'm here having a great time. I love that we have these moments. I love that like these characters get more scenes and more conversations, you know. That's part of the reason that like running through the open world and doing like the smaller side quests and stuff in that, not the towers or like the fighting enemies or whatever, but like the actual side quests, like the characters will start having conversations with each other that you never thought they would, you know. And they did such a good job of like with design of like the whole party is there. They're not all fighting, but you know, they're all there. So like Red 13 will randomly talk to Barrett or randomly talk to Aerith or, you know, mix and match whoever you want in that scenario at any point. You know what I'm saying? And I also like aesthetically, like even especially in the open world, but I think it's also like just in general. Well, usually when you're in a story mission, they limit your party, but when you're in the open world and you have the full party, like you'll see characters on the outside who aren't actively fighting, like casting little spells or something that like do no damage.
Yeah.
It's like 10 damage
so like
or whatever.
in the beginning, I only had in my party it was Red and Aerith, and so Tifa and Barrett would like be off in the distance, and I would see Barrett start shooting his Gatling gun at the enemies, and I was like, oh, that's kind of cool.
Yeah,
it's doing like 2 or 3 damage, you know.
Yeah. It's not doing anything, but it's just nice
Barrett,
to be like
monster.
We are a team. We are working together. You know,
we are
like,
a team. We're working together.
It's good stuff. I also like all of the. There's like you say, oh, it's just more Remake, but there are like some like sizable small changes that they've made.
Yeah. And it's like it's not. I wouldn't say it's quite the jump in quality from like Hades to Hades 2. But it's like it's enough of a tweak to make it different enough from Remake to make Rebirth feel, I think,
its own thing.
that much better.
Yeah. It's certainly an evolution. I don't know how. My instinct is to say yes, Hades 2 is more evolved, but I don't know how much more evolved. And I think the benefit of that is like the time you put into it, and so forth. Because like, you know, the synergy moves are here now, and they weren't there before. They changed how Cloud's Punisher mode, is that what it's called?
Punisher mode, yeah.
Yeah. They've changed how that kind of functions a little bit. And put a wind damage on it for some reason.
Yeah, but what's weird there is it's not just when you're in Punisher mode. Sometimes when you're in Operator mode, like he'll have like the wind, like the
effect,
like, you know, his smash B mode.
Yeah,
right?
like,
his special move in Smash. He does that. Like he'll just fucking shoot like little wind sides at people, and I was like, what? I'm not doing that.
Oh,
It's just
yeah,
doing
yeah,
that on
yeah.
its own.
Yeah, well, yeah, that's to because there's so many more aerial enemies now that
Air enemies. Yeah.
yeah, so like they gave because Cloud is your main guy, they just gave him a ranged option in this one.
Yeah.
Which was really smart because it just made those types of fights more fun because that's probably the worst part of one of the worst parts of Remake is if you're fighting enemies who are in the air but you don't have Barrett on the team, it's like fuck. All right, I gotta jump up and hit him and then fall down. Jump up and hit him and fall down. You know, and so that's kind of like to help counter that. Alongside that, like having the little like abilities that do elemental damage, but just like a smaller amount is to help with stagger building and so forth in case you didn't have the elemental materia that you needed for that fight or whatever. So there's all of that. And I keep saying it to you guys over the years, but I really wish one of y'all would do hard mode. It wouldn't be something that we would do for Game Club.
Right.
But like, I really wish one of y'all would do hard mode because it dramatically changes how you operate in the game and it makes you way better. Every time I go back to normal mode, I'm like, oh, I'm fucking trouncing these guys. Like, I am
I'll
destroying.
say, like, eventually when I decide to go for like the platinum for Remake and then obviously Rebirth, like I'll do it, you know, because
Yeah.
you have to.
Yeah. Well, and I mean, to be fair, like, it took me 5 years to get to the Remake platinum because I was just I don't like Remake as much as the original or Rebirth. So it just took me longer to get around to it. And the platinums for these games are grinds. I think they're rewarding, but
Yeah.
they are grindy. You know, they are very, very grindy.
Can I ask you a question? So, you know, in Remake at Walmart, there's the lady that does like the hand massaging, right?
Uh-huh.
And so
Madam
Aerith said a
M.
bit, Madam M, yeah. Aerith did a bit where it's like, because Cloud said something about, you know, there's the bit where he charges 2,000 gil for like his services, right?
Yeah.
And then Aerith said like, oh, that's enough for 2 of her premium rounds, right?
Oh, that's fucking funny. I don't
Because it cost 1,000 for Madam M to do the
yeah,
thing.
there was a
Like the
10
premium
there's a
thing.
10,000 option.
Oh, is there?
Yeah.
Oh, I think maybe she said standard, not premium then.
Oh yeah, because I think there's like a 500, 1,000, and then a 10,000.
Yeah, because she was like, she said something to the degree of like, yeah, it's enough for 2 rounds of her standard thing, right? And then Cloud's like, what?
What a petty, just fucking. Why you gotta bring that up? Why you gotta bring that up in front of everybody?
Yeah. Obviously, she didn't go like in depth and like talk more about it, but that was just like the one offhanded thing.
You know, she's like,
It was a fun little reference.
Cloud, remember when you took a trip to the hand job store? What? What are you doing? My girlfriend's
really
right here.
Like that. I really dig that whole well, I mean, they're vying for Cloud's attention. They're going back and forth on it.
But I also like that they don't fight. I love
No, yeah, of course.
I love Aerith and Tifa's relationship in these games specifically.
They're sister wives.
Yeah. They just both want the same dick, you know?
Yeah. No, I was gonna say I really dug in the Mithril Mines how much like the whole I'll help you for 2,000 gil, like how much that went back and forth.
That's good stuff.
In the Mithril Mines, because it was at first when they started, Cloud was like, yeah, I'll lead the way for 2,000 or something like that. Because Barrett's like, yeah, you want to lead the way, Merc? He goes, yeah, for 2,000. And then at one point, Cloud, Aerith, and Tifa, because Barrett and Red go off on their own and do something separate. And then Cloud, Tifa, and Aerith are like stuck, and they need Barrett's help to get them across. He's like, will you help us? And then Barrett's like, yeah, for 2,000. And then Barrett and Red are stuck, and they need Tifa or Aerith to flip a switch.
And they do it back.
Yeah, we'll help you for 2,000.
Just driving it in for. And this is like, you get the feeling that they're friends in this one. That like everybody really fucks with each other. So like, I think they're, you know, for both of these games,
they have inside jokes. It's great.
Yeah, both of these games being 50+ hour deep RPGs, you feel the progression of relationships in a natural way. So like by beginning a remake, it's like, all right, we're just here dealing with each other. And but by end of remake, it's like, all right, we've formed a bond. Like we really respect each other.
Yeah.
And then Rebirth just goes deeper, you know?
And then that was one of the biggest positives I had for when I was playing Final Fantasy 15 all those years ago, because it's like, you know, you're just on a road trip with your buddies in that one.
Yeah.
It's I think it's what are their names? It's Gladiolus, Ignis, Prompto, and then Noctis is the main
What a
character.
random game for a young Phil Shoemaker to be playing.
Well, I mean, I wasn't that young. I had already moved here when I started.
Right, but like we had not started TwoPennyGames or anything by that point, right?
Right. No,
Yeah.
it was before that. I probably started playing it in like 2019.
Interesting game for you to have picked.
Um, yeah, it was probably like on sale for Xbox or something, so I just downloaded it.
Makes sense. Okay, yeah. So yeah, I'm excited to see you continue through Rebirth. I gotta tell you, Phil, it pretty strongly depends on if they land the plane in part 3 and how good part 3 is. But this part of the original game is my favorite part of the original game.
Mhm.
And, the original being one of my favorites of all time, like it's up there. Like, I love and adore Rebirth. I love its combat, its world. I love the story moments that happen. And so, like if they land this plane, there's a strong argument that this game might finally usurp Snake Eater as my favorite of all time. Like, there's a
Wow,
chance. There's a chance.
that's a statement.
Yeah, I know, man. Because I love and adore Snake Eater so much, but like this, like Rebirth, we shouldn't be getting games like Rebirth where it's like it is as big and as long as it is, and the quality is so high. And there's the primary reason why you're here. There's the secondary reason, and there's the tertiary reason. And you like obviously like the main quest is what's so great about it, but like I really enjoyed myself being able to just like roam that open world post story
Be in the world.
and be in that world, like, and that's something I can't do with Snake Eater. Once the story's done, it's done, and that's the only thing you're really doing. You know what I'm saying? So as an experience, as like bang for your buck, and for how high the quality is, like, man, it's really hard to get past Rebirth, and especially if they land that fucking plane and make all this meta shit worth it, dude, dude. Like it's been compared a lot, but a lot of people have been saying that this is like the Empire Strikes Back of the trilogy, and like there's a reason Empire Strikes Back, years later became the best of the entire franchise.
A favorite, yeah.
Yeah. So I'm so excited.
Well, Tavin, I think that's going to wrap up this episode of the Piggy Bank.
Indeed.
On that note, just gushing about Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. Let us know in the comments what your favorite Final Fantasy is, and just tell us your favorite Final Fantasy. Let us know your favorite characters, your favorite moments. Maybe no spoilers, but just
No spoilers, please.
yeah. Let us know in the comments if you're playing Highguard. Let us know what your honest opinion on it. We're gonna be probably playing it, and if we like it, we'll probably keep playing it for another month or so, just because games be coming out, and then we'll probably move on to other things.
I'm just
that
looking
being
for
said, I
something to
really
kill
want
time
to,
until Resident Evil. And if Highguard's the game, then Highguard's the game.
Tavin, I let me tell you something else. After we stopped in the call last night, I did update Marvel Rivals, and that game is much different than it used to be.
I know. Yeah, it's kind of intimidating because like
Yeah.
I'm sure the players of that game have like continued along and are like crazy good, and it's gonna be hard.
For
But
sure.
like at the same time, it's also like, hey, there's kind of a new game now. Like there's enough new heroes and maps and changes to it that I'm like might be worth jumping in.
I think me, you, and Connor should hop back into it at some point.
I would very much rather go back to Monster Hunter.
Well, I mean, there's that too.
Yeah.
I would also love to go back to Monster Hunter and finish that game.
Yeah. So we'll see. Ladies and gentlemen, let us know how you felt about all those games.
Yeah. We'll see you next time. Tavin, let's say goodbye.
Goodbye.